From today we will start the servlet. Till now we learn about the core Java concept, right? Whatever the OOPS concept we have. Inside the OOPS we learn about the classes, objects, and many things, abstraction, inheritance, like that concept we learn, right? But now we will learn about the some advanced concept of the Java, that is the Java Enterprise Edition. Inside the Enterprise Edition, we are learning the concept that is the servlet. Okay, please be focused. This is a very important concept for you. Okay, what is meant by servlet is, servlet is a server side technology which is used to handle the client request, process the request, and generate the dynamic response. I will simply copy these things. Okay, servlet is a server side technology, means where it is present into the server side. Okay, means it is servlet is present on the server side. And why we are using the servlet? To handle the client request, process the request, and generate the dynamic response. Simple. I will copy these things. We will come here and I will paste these things here only. Okay. These three things we have here. First thing is the handle the client request. Another things we have, that is the process the request, and another thing we have, that is the generate the dynamic response. Okay. Now another thing is that what is meant by client here. Okay. What is meant by client here? So suppose if we create here a simple desktop. Suppose this is our simple desktop. Okay, here suppose inside this desktop I am opening some browser. Suppose inside that this is our browser, and inside this browser we have one here, the URL link, URL bar. Okay, this is our one URL bar, and inside this URL bar, simple I am typing. Suppose I want to access the www.searchsoftware.com. I want to access this site. Okay, I want to access this site. Whenever I hit enter, what will happen? Whenever I hit enter, our search software solution page we will get. Suppose if we come here, okay, and inside that what I am doing is simple. I am writing here, that is the searchsoftware.co.in. If I hit enter, we are getting, sorry, searchsoftware.com. Okay. This website. So if I hit enter, we are getting some page, right? That is the search software page we will get, I think. Some problem is there. So suppose if I want something, suppose I want, that is the Flipkart. If I hit enter, our Flipkart page will be open. Okay. If I write flipkart.com, our Flipkart page will be open. So how we are getting this Flipkart page? If I write here flipkart.com, we are getting the Flipkart page. But what is happening inside? So whenever we hit www.flipkart.com, that time what will happen? One server is there. Okay, one server is there, and inside that server many servlets will be present. What is the work of the server, and what is the another thing? Another question is that what is server? Okay, so server is simple software or hardware device that accept and respond to the request. Then what is meant by request? Suppose if I hit enter, so what this client will do? Client is nothing but our browser. Remember this thing. Client means is nothing our browser only. That means our browser. Okay. So whenever I hit here www.searchsoftware.com, that time this client will send request to our server. Okay, this client will send request to our server. This is our server. Suppose we will consider this time this is our Tomcat server. There are many types of server. So we are considering here this is our Tomcat server. Okay. So whenever I hit here www.searchsoftware.com, it will send a request to our server. Okay. It will send request to our server. So what does this means? This is our request. Okay, this is our request. So on the server, what will happen? On the server, many containers are present. Suppose if we take the example of the Tomcat server, on the Tomcat server, many containers are present, like servlet container, JSP container, security container, WebSocket container, JNDI container. Many types of containers which are present inside the server. We are talking about the now, that is the Tomcat server. Now if I hit here www.searchsoftware.com, so it will say send the request to our server. On this Tomcat server, we have a many container. So according to the request, that container will be handle the request. Suppose if we are sending the servlet type of request, so it will handle by the servlet container. If we are sending the JSP type of request, it will handle by the JSP container. Okay, according to the request, that container will be handled the request. Okay, how it will be handled the request? Suppose we are sending the request of the servlet type. Suppose we are sending the request of the servlet type. Here one servlet container is present, and inside the servlet container many servlets will be present here. Okay, many servlets will be present here. So what will happen here? According to request, that servlet will be handle the request. Okay, what is the work of the our servlet here? According to the request, it will handle the client request, means it will accept the request first, then it will be process that request, and it will generate the dynamic response. So what will happen inside on the server here? If I tell you in short, means first it will be accept that request. Okay, whatever request is coming from here, it will be accept that request first. After that, what it will do, after accepting the request, it will process that request. Okay, it will process that request. After that, after processing that request, it will generate something. So it will generate the response. Okay, now response is also generated. It will generate the response either dynamic or the static as well. Static means HTML, dynamic means every time we are getting the new data. Okay, so here we hit here www.servsoftware.com. It will send the request to the server. If we are considering here the Tomcat server, on the Tomcat server we have a many container. According to the request, that container will be handle the request. So how it will be handle the request? First it will be accept the request, then it will be process the request, and then it will be generate the response. Now our response is generated. Now what it will be do with this response? Now this response will send back to our client again. Okay, now this response will be sent back to our client again, and we are able to see the page like this. So this is our response. Whenever we hit www.flipkart.com, we are getting this page. So this is our response here. This home page is our response here. How we are getting the response? Whenever we hit www.flipkart.com, that time what will happen? It will send a request to the server. Then server will accept the request. It will process the request. Then it will generate the response. And after that, this response will send back to our client. The client means nothing but our browser, and we are able to see the page like this. But this is the home page of our Flipkart. Any website that you are looking for, that that website homepage will be appear like that. Okay, and that will be that internally it will happen like that. Okay, first we are sending the request to the server, and after that we are sending server will be sent back the response to our client. So here what we are getting here, that is the response. Okay, this is our request and this is our response. What is meant by client here? Client is nothing but our browser here. Okay, and here what is meant by server? Server is nothing but it is a simple software or hardware device that will accept the request, and it will respond, it will send back response to our client. Okay, it will accept the request and it will send response back to our client. That is our server only. There are many types of servlet. There is a sorry, there are many types of server. There is a web server as well as the application server. What is the example of the web server? Apache Tomcat, Glassfish, Yeti, these all are the web server. And inside in this tutorial, we are learning about the Apache Tomcat. We are using in whole tutorial we are using only the Tomcat server here. Okay. After that, application server. If we talk about the example of the application server, JBoss, WebLogic, IBM WebSphere, these all are the application servers here. These all are the application server. And remember the one thing, application servers are more advanced than the web server. Okay, application servers are more advanced than the web server. What is the use of this server here? On this server, what will happen? It will accept the request, it will process the request, and it will generate the response and send response back to our client. That is the only work of our server. And server means it is a simple software or the hardware device. And there are two types of server, web server as well as the application server. And remember one thing, application server is more advanced than the web server. And in this whole tutorial, we are learning about the Apache Tomcat. Means we are using only the Apache Tomcat here. Okay, if you want to use another server, you can use by yourself only. Okay, after that, I told you servlet is a server side technology. So can we have another technology as well? Can we have another server side technology as well? Yes, we have multiple server side technology. JSP is also server side technology. Spring Boot is also server-side technology. Struts, JSF, PHP, Python, these all are the server-side technologies. Okay, these all are the server-side technologies. Server-side technology means all these technologies are present on the server. These all the things are present on the server. Servlet is also server-side technology. It is also present on the server because this is our server-side technology. JSP, Spring Boot, and Strut, JSF, these all are the Java-based server-side technologies. These all are the Java-based server-side technologies. Okay, these you have to know that means what are the server-side technologies? Can we have only the servlet that is the server-side technologies, or can we have the multiple server-side technologies? Yes, we have a multiple server-side technologies like JSP, Spring or Spring Boot, Struts or JSF, PHP, Python. These all are the server-side technologies. Means these all the things are built on the server side. What is the work of the servlet? Servlet is a server-side technology and which will be handle the client request, process the request, and generate the dynamic response. And after generating the dynamic response, we will send that means server will send that response back to our client, and we are getting the page that we want. That is the home page. We will get it on our web browser. Okay, so this like our servlet will be work. Anyone have any issues till now? Anyone have any issues? Any point? Anyone have any issues? Web server and application server. So just remember this thing only. Web server web server are less advanced than the application server. Application server are more advanced than the web server. This is the only difference between the two things. Both have the same work only, but but the difference is only the application server is more advanced than the web server. There are multiple differences, but you have to remember this thing only, that is the application server is more advanced than the web server. Okay, okay, okay. Now another thing. Okay. Now another thing is that suppose I want to create a servlet. So for that we want some configuration. Okay. I want to create a servlet. For that we want some configuration. How we will configure our Eclipse with our Tomcat? I'm using here Eclipse. You can use Visual Studio Code or you can use anything, IntelliJ or anything. I'm using here Eclipse and I will tell you how to configure Eclipse with our Tomcat. Okay. So first thing is that download Eclipse and Tomcat zip file. Why I'm saying here that is the download Eclipse file. Why we need to download the Eclipse? Because we already have the Eclipse. Why we need to download again Eclipse? So suppose if we have the if we now till now we work on the Java, core Java, right? Until that we will work on our perspective, that is the Java. Suppose if you want to take your perspective, just simple come you on the right side, top right side. Here if you hover on that, you will see here that is the Java only. But now we are learning the advanced Java concept. That is the Java Enterprise Edition concept we are learning. For that, we want the perspective of the Java Enterprise Edition. Okay, we don't want now the simple Java. We want the Java Enterprise Edition because if you see here, no server and nothing is present because to run the servlet, we want a server and all. Here, if you see that no server tab and all is present here. Okay, but we want that. So for that, what we need to do, we want the perspective of the Java EE. Okay, firstly check that here, don't download directly, simple check here on the perspective, open perspective, then click on other and come here on the Java EE. Okay, if Java EE is present here, no need to download the Eclipse. Okay, so no need to download the Eclipse. And before the class, as previous I told you, like you have to download the Java web applications, right? It will be present already in your laptop I know. Okay, click on open. Now Java E perspective will become here. If you notice here, markers, properties, server is also there. We want the server, so server is also there. Data source explorer, everything is there. Now this perspective, this all the things will be for our Java EE perspective. Okay, or if you want to create a servlet and all, or if you work on the Java Enterprise Edition, this environment is necessary now. Okay, now if you hover on that, so see on which perspective now we are, this is Java EE. Before that we are using the Java. If I click on this, server and all tab will be gone. But now if I want Java EE, I have to click on this one. Okay, now we are using the Java EE perspective. If you don't have on your Eclipse, simply come here on the help, then come here on the install new software, Okay, after that just click on this drop down, and here according to your my is 2106, so I am using this one. Click on this one only, 2106, like that releases 2206. Simple. In your in your eclipse also it will be show like that. If you are using 2306 or 2024 like that, it will be show like that only, 2406 releases like that it will be show. Simple, come here, and web xml java ee osg enterprise development, just click on this one, and simple you have to install this one. Next, click on next, it will be installed. Okay, if you want to install the java ee on your eclipse, simple you have to do that steps. Okay, and java ee will be installed in your laptop. Okay, now another thing is that, another thing here, what we need to do, we have to download the tomcat zip file as well. Okay, how to download the tomcat zip file? Simple, come into the our web browser. Here you can say tomcat server 9.0 download. In the whole tutorial we are using the tomcat server, and I'm using the 9.0. If you want to use updated version as well, so you can use the updated version as well. Okay, but I'm using here, that is the tomcat 9.9.0. Come into the official website, that is the tomcat.apache.org. Come here, inside that come down, and according to your operating system you have to download these things. Okay, so I will download the zip file. Simple, I will click on here, that is the 64-bit windows zip file. So simple, I will click on this one, and my file is downloaded here. So this is my file downloaded here. If I have to show you guys, simple, come here on the file, and here on the download, the zip file is here. Okay, zip file is here only. Okay, I will copy this thing and I will paste it on the desktop. Okay, so here is my zip file. Okay, now what we need to do, here is the zip file. Now we have to extract this one. So what I will do here, simple, I will create new folder here, that is tomcat. You can create anywhere, no worries. I am creating on desktop, so it is not necessary to create on the desktop only, you can create anywhere. Okay, so I will paste it here, because okay, and here simple, right click on that and extract here. It will be extract all the files into the here. So now my file is extracted now here. Now another thing what we need to do, now we have downloaded the java e as well, and after that we downloaded the tomcat zip file as well. Now set the runtime environment of the tomcat in eclipse. How to set the runtime environment of the tomcat in eclipse? Simple, come here on the eclipse, then click on the windows. Okay, eclipse, then windows, then come into the preference, and here if you notice that here we have a server. Okay, if you are not on the java ee, server will not present here. First come into java ee, after that you can able to see here the server. Okay, just click on this drop down. Okay, after that here we have a runtime environment. Click on runtime environment, and here already I have created, so I will remove this thing. I will create it for you again. Okay, now what we need to do here, click on add, and same which version we are using. So I am using here tomcat 9.0. I am click on this one. Next, and here you have to select where our tomcat file will be present. Just now we downloaded. So where it is present? It is present on the desktop, and here in the tomcat folder it is there. Right. So simple. I will come there only. I will come here into the Eclipse, and from the Eclipse I will click on browse. On the desktop I have this tomcat file, and here we have to come here, and we have to select the folder. Don't go into the bin, just come here only, and now click on finish. Your tomcat runtime, your server runtime environment will be set here. This thing only you have to do. Okay, how to set the runtime environment of the tomcat eclipse? Simple, come here on the windows, then preference, and here you need to go to the server. Just click on this drop down, runtime environment will be there. Click on add, then select your tomcat version, which is our tomcat version. So this is my tomcat version. Next, then browse where we have downloaded. So on the desktop I have file, that is the tomcat file. So on this tomcat file I have downloaded this thing, desktop, this tomcat file I have downloaded this thing. Don't go into the bin, before bin only we have to select and click on the finish. So your tomcat version will be, tomcat server will be added here. we have successfully set the server runtime environment in our Eclipse now. Okay, now what is the another thing here? Add a server into the Eclipse. Okay, add a server into the Eclipse. Here, if you come into the server tab, now suppose my server tab is not there. So how to get the server tab? Click on Windows, then show view, then here server. Okay, the server tab will become here. Okay, now here no server are available. Click this link to create a new server. Now I want to create a server. So how to create it? Just click on this one. Then select our Tomcat version, so Apache. Inside the Apache, we have a Tomcat 9.0 server. Just next on, click on next. We don't have any project now, so it will not show anything. And click on finish. Okay, click on finish. So it will be created. Now server is created. Now how to start this server? Okay, everything is done. But how to start this server? Simple. Right click on that. Then start the server. Okay. Now my server is started. If you see the console here, see server startup in 2526 millisecond. Now how to check that our server is started or not? On which port it is started? That is the 8080. On 8080 port it is started. What we need to do? Simple, we have to come here, and here if I want to check that our server is started or not, simple click here localhost then colon then 8080. Okay, and simply click enter. If you are seeing the page like that, means your server is started. Now suppose my server is stopped. Okay, now I will stop the server. Stop. Okay. Now if I refresh this thing, see what we will get here. So we will page the get like that. If our server is not working, we are getting the page like that. But suppose our server is started. If I start it again, if our server is started, that time we will get the window like that. Okay, we will get the page like that. If you are getting the page like that, here Tomcat, Apache Tomcat 9.0.87. If you are seeing the page like that, means your server is working fine. Okay, but if you are not getting the page like that, means if you did some wrong thing, means something in your some missing thing is there in your laptop. Okay, now here my server is started. Now how to create a project, how to create a servlet. Okay, so today we will see only the how to create a project, and after that from tomorrow we will see how to create a servlet, because today only if I tell you anything everything you will be confused. Okay, so how, if you want to create a servlet is a class only. If you want to create a servlet, first we need to create a project. So simple, we have to click on file, then new. Okay, and here what we need to do, we don't have to select here the Java project and all. What we need to select here, that is the dynamic web project. Okay, which project we have to create here, that is the dynamic web project. Simple click on that, write any name here. Suppose I am writing any name, that is the demo project. Simple, I am writing here, that is a demo project. It is already exist, so I am writing here demo project 12 1 2 I am writing. Okay, demo project 1 2 I am writing here. Or simple, what I will do here, I will give the another name here, that is the February project. I am writing here any name you can give. Just simple give here the capital letter and use here the camel cases. Okay, after that what we need to do, we have already set the environment. So here our server will be already come here, that is the Apache Tomcat version 9.0. Right, no need to change anything, just simply click on next. Don't click on finish. Okay, from directly don't click on finish. Now we have to click on next, then again next, and here we need to click on this one, generate web.xml, that is the deployment descriptor. What is the use of this one, I will tell you tomorrow, but you have to click on this one. Okay, now click on finish here. When you click on finish, our dynamic web module project will be created here. And inside that, if you notice here, multiple things are present: JavaX web services, source main Java, JRE system library, server runtime or server will be present here, deployment descriptor file, then build, and then SRC will be also present. Inside the SRC, main will be present. On the main we have Java and the web app. Okay, the main file. Inside the web app we have meta inf, and inside the web inf we have this web.xml file here. Okay, inside the web inf we have this web.xml file is there only. The web.xml file is looking like this. Okay, so for multiple people it is look like this one. So don't worry about that. Click on the source code. It will be it will be show you the source code as well. Okay, now what is the another thing we have to do? So if you notice that we have here the web app file. Inside the source, we have a web app file. Inside the web app file, just right click on the web app. Okay, just right click on the web app. I am closing this meta app as well as the web app. Just right click on the web app, new, and here I am creating one file. There is the HTML file. We need to check that our project is working or not. Okay, so for that, just click on the right click on web app and click on the HTML file. I want to create a HTML file, so I will click on right click on the web app, and here I am creating here there is a HTML file. Okay, and here you have to create that is the index file. If you are giving here .html, that is also okay. If you are not giving here, so it will be already indirectly it will be created. And which HTML you have to select? I am using here HTML file, so I am clicking on the HTML file. I am not changing anything here. Just click on finish here. Now our index.html file is also created. There is HTML file is also created here. If you knows the little bit about this HTML, what is this thing? Inside the head, whatever we are writing into the head, in short I'm telling, okay? In short I'm telling here, whatever we are writing into the head, that will come in here on this tab on this here it will become. Okay. Now suppose I write here title here, that is the February Feb project I'm writing here. Okay, and inside the body I'm writing the h1 tag I'm using here. So if you know about the HTML little bit, h1 is the heading tag. Okay, and I'm writing here, hi, this is my first project. Okay, whatever things we are writing inside the head tag. Okay, head tag is there. Every time if you are opening the tag, we have to close the tag as well. Okay, open tag, close tag here. This is the title I'm opening, title is closing here. Body is opening, body is closing here. You have to know these things. Okay, now here I'm writing whatever things we are writing here, that inside the head it will become here, and whatever things we are writing inside the body tag, that will become here. Inside this part it will become. Okay, now we have created this HTML file as well. Now if you want to run that, how we will run that? Just simply right click on this project, and then run as, and then run on this server. Okay, then select our server. This server we have already created. Just click on this server, then run. Sorry, next. Then we have to add the project. Sometimes it will be there inside in this block. We have to add into this block. Just click on the add all or click on the add. It will become here into this block. Okay. Now just click on the finish. Now it will take little bit of time. Right, close this thing. I think maybe it is stuck. Restart the server. Okay. Our server is started now. So our server is started. Now we are getting the one page here. See, directly we will get the page, and here we are getting, hi, this is my first project. Whatever things we are writing into the head tag. See, into the head tag, we are writing the title, that is Feb project. So this thing is coming here on the, there is a on the slide on the title we are getting on the uh, new on the tab we are getting here, that is the page project, and whatever we are writing inside the body tag we are getting here on this page. Okay, hi, this is my first project we are getting here. Okay, this like you have to create a project, and this is the web module. This type we can create a web module, and this type we can run the project, and this time we have deployed our project to our server. Okay, this time we deployed our project to this server, and from this server we are running our project here. Okay, so this is This is the thing how we will create a web model project, a dynamic web model project, how we will create a server, how we will set the runtime environment Tomcat in the Eclipse, and how we will switch to the from normal Java to the Java EE, and how we will download the Tomcat zip file and all, and how we will configure Tomcat file. We just know that. Okay, there are, if you want to create a servlet, there are three ways. First one is the servlet, then another one is the generic servlet, and another one is the HTTP servlet. Servlet is the interface here. Generic servlet is a class, and HTTP servlet is also a class. How to create a servlet and how to map our request with the servlet, that we will see in the tomorrow's lecture. Till now, anyone have any doubt? Till now, anyone have any doubt? Okay, so that is the thing for the today. This is the very important part. Okay, servlet is the very important part, and whatever things I'm telling you, just you need to create that, just you need to follow that things. If you have any doubt, you can ping me anytime. I will definitely help you. Okay, so today's assignment is that you have to create a dynamic web model project. Okay, and whatever things I'm showing here, you have to take the screenshot and you have to submit on the group. Another thing is that after creating that project, we are getting the result here. Okay? We are getting the result here. So same result you have to also create, and you have to submit on the group. You have to take the screenshot of this one and you have to submit on the group. Okay, and you have to create all the server and all the things by yourself only. If you are facing any issues, please ping me. I will be connect with you and I will help you definitely. Okay, that is the thing for the today, guys. If you have any issues, please ping me and do the assignment and submit on the group. Thank you for your time. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye, guys.